Turn on red, please.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, you could change. You a streamer, boy.
And I got these lights on too. Hold on. Let me turn the lights on in the background. You feel me?
That's a decent setup, Clay. I like that.
Mm-hmm. I can change the blue.
I
appreciate white. I can change it to purple. Change to orange. I don't think it's gonna look good.
Yeah, no, actually,
it kind of blends.
Solid. Yeah, it blends in.
Green.
Oh, never mind. That orange is better than that green. So yeah, you should probably keep it orange.
Orange. Yeah.
Did you pour you up your glass, Clay?
Okay. This one doesn't make sense. Does it?
Daniel, do you drink? You sip.
Of course.
That's all I'm gonna get. What you be drinking? What's your preferred poison?
The Hennessy.
Oh shit!
I told you.
You told who what?
I told you earlier when you opened whatever that was. It sounded like my Hennessy.
Bro, yeah, it did. That's why I was like, what do you think? You know, that Hennessy was?
That was tequila. That's my preferred. It's my preferred flavor.
I like tequila too.
Yeah.
I came up on the Jose Cuervo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to give them no free advertisement, but this little cheap bottle of Hornitos is doing me decent.
Yeah, my buddy, when he was in town over the weekend, he bought this $50 bottle of tequila. I think it's called Casamigos or something like that. It's really good.
Now, where he get that from is the real question.
Oh, dude, the liquor store that's right down the street from my place. It was like $50.
See, that sounds like some dangerous Mexican shit, and I know, like, bro, I swear, because I had some sangria. It was white sangria. I've never had white sangria, you know what I'm saying, or even clear sangria, and it was 11% alcohol in volume, and we were gonna use sangria for mimosas, and yeah, I know, right? But it was like one of those things. When I introduced it, I was like, try sangria with your orange juice. She was like, that might be a hit. Hold on, let me try that shit. She tried it. She was like, yo, this is actually really good, and I just made that shit up on the spot. When I tried,
just sound good together.
So it worked. Shit.
Actually, one of the best cocktails I've had in a long time. It was actually one of the first drinks, like a good cocktail I had. Because before it's just like down in it to get drunk, right? At parties and shit. But it was actually at your house, Marco, when your parents was out of town that one weekend.
Yeah, I remember.
We had that Jameson. I was about to say Jameson. Oh, so sorry. The tequila got me, I guess. The Jameson and it's cranberry juice, right? Yeah. Or cran apple or some shit. Mm-hmm. Fire.
Wow. Yeah, that shit was really good. I remember that party too.
Chef's kiss. Yeah, for sure. And we play. I don't even remember how to play that game anymore. Kiss of Death, Tower of Death, Cards of Death, Circle of Death, something like that.
Yeah. That's
made all types of potential card game titles now.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun. I remember that day, and then I think that did Mike have some girl over or something? I forgot what happened.
Well, Mike did have a lot of girls over in our day, so probably.
Man, I think that he was gonna get in trouble because the backyard smelled like weed or something like that.
Oh man, Mike sounded like a modern day gigolo.
Well, Mike was just exploring his identity, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's all good. But man, I guess we should. Y'all ready to start the show?
Yeah.
All right, bro. So this is the first episode of Press Restart. I guess the podcast, the video cast thing. But all in all, the show is about uplifting Black voices, specifically in the field of gaming. That's what we all are. We're gamers at heart. And we just want to create a positive place for people to meet, listen to us talk as friends, as gamers, as activists, as everything, because that's what we'll be bringing to the show. Anything that, whatever comes to our host's mind. And speaking of that, I am your host, Carl M.F. and Kirk. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. I wanna pass it off to my co-hosts, and I guess we'll get started to the left, my left at least in the recording. That's gonna be Clay. Clay, can you tell us just what got you into gaming? Why you here? How you? Yeah.
Oh man, this might be a little somber. You know what I'm saying? But if we telling the truth here, I got really into gaming as an outlet from being bullied. So that was my outlet when in elementary school, because I've been gaming since like elementary school. We're talking RuneScapes, you know, stuff like that. RuneScape used to be the shit. Rumble Fighter, Latel. I used to play a lot of games back in the day, but yeah, my outlet was gaming, and it was what I went to when I was getting bullied in elementary school. So that's how I got into gaming. And ever since then, my job title, I guess, what I wanted to do in life changed like 3 different times. I used to wanted to be a paleontologist, then I wanted to be a construction worker. Now I want to be a game designer. So, yeah.
And you know, just to stay focused on you for a little bit longer, aren't you in school right now to be a game designer?
Yeah. Was a 4.0 student, but that's 3.4 GPA student at DePaul University. Yes. Current major is game design. I dropped the ball this last quarter, so not a 4.0 student anymore.
Still repping a GPA, right? Anything above a 3 is an A, right? Yes, I don't even know, and I'm a teacher. Grades are so arbitrary. Anyway, moving right along, Clay. Thank you for that. Marco, my cousin, my boo thing. Tell us, we've been gaming for a long time. Can you tell us how you got into gaming, or what memory comes most to you for gaming?
Yeah, man. Hello, everybody. I'm Marco, aka Winslow. I feel like the origin behind like that name is just like comes from Kanye's Dark Fantasy album. When he talks about how you have too many Urkels on your team, that's why your win's low. And I think that like that fits in with like me because it symbolizes my experience in gaming because I suck at video games. There's that. I lose more times than I win in video games, so therefore I must be trash. But anyway, to answer our host question, right. And so to answer our host question, man, my favorite video game memory was growing up with Carl playing GoldenEye. And one of his mains was Odd Job. Mm-hmm. And so like this is the first time that I got like introduced to like this incredibly tiny hitbox, right? And this character that's like faster than everybody else in the cast. and so I could never like shoot him. I could never hit him, knife him, none of that stuff.
Man.
And so, yeah. And it was at that age is when I started to like fall in love with gaming. And I learned like how garbage I was and still am at video games.
So. At least you own that shit.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. I did used to bully y'all in GoldenEye, specifically with Odd Job. He had not only this one hit chop, he could throw his hat for some reason, and it would go far. So I would just be like sniping out with this hat. I remember. Yeah. GoldenEye is actually one of the reasons, or the name for the podcast, actually, and I'm gonna get to that after my boy Daniel. Can you introduce yourself and your memory and what got you into gaming for real?
What's up? So what got me into gaming? Let's see. I kind of grew up gaming, mainly through my brothers. Our first thing I remember is Mortal Kombat. I remember watching them play Mortal Kombat on, I think it was like the Super Nintendo or something. Like they was playing 2 and 1 and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. So then I came up playing that, and Then I remember playing a whole lot of Pokemon Stadium when I was like 7. You know, I think all
Oh,
of
I
us
remember
remember
that
the
shit.
Pokemon
Ooh.
craze from elementary
Yeah.
school and stuff. So you know how that went. And yeah, I kind of was just mainly playing sports games for a while, and then Clay kind of got me into MMO RPGs and stuff through like Lytel and Rumble Fighter and stuff. And then so I just been jumping around, hopping in any game that interests me since. Currently I still do main sports games, love sports, period. So
Do you feel like the well, let me rephrase the question I didn't even say. What simulation of sports so far is like, I guess, would you say is your best iteration in games? Like you do, are you a 2K fan? You prefer NFL?
oh okay. So unfortunately, all these companies suck. All right.
Spoiler alert.
But as a sports fan, you know, I gotta pick one. So uh EA, I mean 2K in terms of NBA 2K doesn't really have any competition. So you kind of just gotta go with them. In terms of football, 2K hopefully will be making their football game in the future again. And that'll give EA some competition in terms of Madden because they don't have competition. So 2K and Madden, they kind of just get away with, you know,
Whatever.
sliding their consumers and just putting out whatever. So
Yeah. Now, for the last 2 years, was it, or maybe just the last year? Wasn't the FIFA game that was ported to Switch like a copy of the year before, or something like that? Do you play
I
FIFA games?
am not sure about that. I play FIFA games, but I'm not sure about with the Switch. But it wouldn't surprise me because I know for games like 2K, the ports to PC are usually the same as the year before. So
Which is a shame. But I don't know. I guess I get it. Publishers have tight turnarounds. That's a conversation for later. Uh, thank you, Daniel, my boy. So my memory, I guess, going back to what Marco was talking about, GoldenEye. But before that, even the first game I actually remember picking up and playing was Pokemon Yellow, and I had to be 5, maybe 6. Reading wasn't my best strong suit at the time. And I remember I was in that first room, and I don't know how much y'all remember the game, but like you have to leave the stairs through the stairs in the first room. And I didn't know that. And they didn't look like stairs or anything like that. So I just remember I was stuck in that room for I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes or something. And I turned it off. I never played Pokemon for like, not never played, but like for a long time after that.
that's
But then
crazy.
yeah, but my family actually is what got me for real into gaming, starting with the Super Nintendo. My father, he would actually play with us, and we would have competitions to see who could last longest playing on a single life in like Donkey Kong Country, which still to this day has the best music in gaming, hands down. That underwater level, give me tears. But
Look,
anyway,
man, I don't think it's competing with that Mario Super Nintendo, or not Super Nintendo, 64. You know, Dire Docks. That's something.
boy,
What Dire Docks was that? That was
forgettable as hell because I can't even remember what you talking about.
Go ahead.
But yeah, the name of the show actually came from my love of gaming and specifically GoldenEye. That was one of the first games, as Marco was saying. I wanted to get good. I don't know why, but like, so I would play through the campaign and just try to get through every single level, stealth 100%, not getting shot 100%. And if I didn't, I would immediately press start and hit restart, you know? So that's where I really came up with the name. And I don't know, that type of gaming is why I'm an achievement hunter now. And yeah, just abusing checkpoint restarts and things like that it's just my type of thing. That's why I love games. I don't know. It may seem like a time sink, but it just feels fun to me. So
That first ever no damage run that you did.
Man, I try to do that in almost every game. Resident Evil 4 was my biggest one after that, I would say.
I'm fully aware. That's my I guess the grandest memory of you that I have, like outside of when we first met at the daycare thing. We were the counselors there.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, like the main thing I remember you for is just like 100% in games. BioShock was one of them. Gears of War was one of them. Resident Evil's the one. Like you were completing these games 100%. Be like, bro, come play this game. Nah, bro, I'm doing these achievements right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to you later. Like, all right,
yeah, I was an addict, I would say, back then. And you know, all of those through 360 and the Xbox One generation, my achievements actually got reset, and that's why I didn't really care about them anymore. But it was because I took my profile and put it onto one of those programs to change my avatar. And then they said my profile had been, modded, hacked or whatever, something like that. So they reset everything. I couldn't play Xbox for like a month or something. I was like, man. And that's why I started playing PlayStation 3. I finished that generation on PlayStation, I feel like. And then I came back Team Xbox for the Xbox One. Which actually leads me into my first topic. So what's your place of preference for gaming this I guess for the last year or so, this last generation? Where do you see yourself gravitating more towards playing? Myself, I've been giving my Switch like a lot of time, and in more time than I thought I would be giving it. I kind of just bought it as a thing to do, and because Super Smash Brothers that came out, and I gotta play Smash. And I don't know, it kind of just kept being awesome. Okay, there we go. We have a spoiler for just the listeners of the show for what Clay is going to be talking about. But yeah, I guess Xbox is my secondary option, and it's because of Game Pass. And man, it gives me options to a lot of things I otherwise would not have tried. And I just appreciate it, man. And it was super easy to get into Game Pass. I had bought like the maximum that you could or whatever, like 2 years, 48 months or whatever, 3 years maybe. And then I converted all of that Xbox Gold into Ultimate for like $1. And I still don't pay for Game Pass. And it's amazing just because of that like $150 investment a year and a half ago now. So yeah, Xbox is my baby. I guess I'll change the order this time, and we'll just go in reverse. We'll pass it over to Daniel boy. You ready, Daniel boy? Y'all can leave yourselves unmuted, by the way. It's okay. I don't mind y'all laughing in the middle of people talking.
Oh,
and shit.
cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know this is the first episode and routines are being established, but it gives us a sense of normalcy in that conversation, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Daniel boy, you good?
All right, yeah. So PC has been my preferred gaming. Console's always gonna be there though. I'm never gonna say forget console because sports games, unfortunately, sports games on PC is just it's not really an option. So I always got to get a console for those. And but if it other than sports games, if it's on PC, I'm getting it on PC. It just make more sense. And then single player releases. Personally, I don't like buying games. Can I? Is that something I could say on stream?
Hey man, you can say whatever pirated activities you get into. However, just know that
Look,
anybody
look,
out
Cancel,
there,
bro.
anybody out there,
man.
listen, press restart
Right.
does not condone
Yeah,
pirated material.
I, along with press restart, do not condone. But hypothetically, if I was the type of person that felt like in the year 2021, every game should have some sort of online feature to enhance the longevity of the, shelf life of that game, and make it worth the now $70 for next gen, But hypothetically, if I was the type of person who thought like that, I wouldn't ever buy single player games. I just pirate them, which is easy when you have a PC. So
That's what I hear. But with that being said, that's a hot take, my boy. Every game deserves multiplayer. So would you
some
say Tomb Raider was a game that benefited from having multiplayer?
okay. The
There's a
multiplayer,
difference.
it
There's a
has to be
difference.
done right. It can't just be some multiplayer you just slap on and say, here's something. It has to be something well
Worth
put
playing.
together. And that's not saying it has to be some large, massive online feature. Let's say for instance, The Last of Us Online. It's not really something major. It's just a little PvP feature. You got different weapons, a rank up system. It's not really too complicated, but it was still fun. And I know people who still play that now and enjoy it. So just little stuff like
For
that.
real?
And that was a great story game
Steve's
with
one of
just
them.
a simple online that people still actually get on and play.
That's actually that's major. And I think a good segue into Marco. I don't know if you're gonna talk about it, but I know Dead by Daylight is a game that I thought was just a passing fancy, but here it is. What, like I don't know, like 5-6 years later,
Man,
Marco still be playing that motherfucker, right?
Sure do. DBD is a lot of fun, man, and I know it started on the PC first before it like got to the consoles. And when it got to the consoles, I was so excited about it, and I downloaded this buggy ass game, and I was like, yeah, this game ain't gonna last long. But like the killers and the survivors look super dope, so I guess I'm just gonna continue playing it. So I grinded the game out. I'm still playing it. I'm doing a road to rank 1 challenge with one of the characters, the Huntress. And for all you COD players that love throwing tomahawks across the map and stuff like that, the Huntress like lobs hatchets at you.
What the
And
fuck?
so she's a super technical character, not somebody that a beginner can pick up like really easily, but she's a lot of fun. She's like this massive woman, humanity, whatever, and she's a really cool character. But yeah, I love DBD. They're collaborating with Resident Evil. They got the DLC for Resident Evil coming out in June. So that's super exciting. Who is going to be? I'm hoping that it's Jill and Nemesis, because Jill and Nemesis seems to be like super popular Resident Evil like characters and stuff, even growing up. And so
Might I add, if they add Nemesis, they better make him unstoppable like he is on Resident Evil 3.
Hell yeah, dude, yeah. Terrifying as fuck, man. Just like running away from him in the original Resident Evil games. And Carl, you know this. You was grinding the original Resident Evil game. And like Nemesis, like he was just popping up everywhere in RE3. And it's like, yo, can I get some chances to breathe?
So this motherfucker, he would have to, if he was added to that game, he would have to have both his minigun and his rocket launchers, and somehow be able to teleport, because I'm convinced that's one of his powers. I don't know, G. It seemed like he might break that shit.
Man, he might. And then like my buddy was telling me, she was like, I don't know if they'll add him in there because he's got too many things going on.
Right, he's overpowered in the truest sense.
Right.
But so you said it's coming out in June?
Yeah, it's dropping in June. They announced it at the RE show.
Yesterday,
when was that?
right?
When was that? Wednesday or was that yesterday?
Yeah. So that my thing or my guess would be that since Resident Evil 8 comes out next month, it may be Lady Dumatral, whatever that tall bitch ass name is.
Them yams, boy. She could crush me anytime she wants
y'all,
to.
you're part of that cult too, G.
I am a part of that cult. I am a part of
Oh my
that.
God.
I live
Bro.
in those comments on IGN
Oh
when they posted that GIF of her the other day.
Man, look, spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, but this reminds me of one character from Jujutsu Kaisen where he goes up to the new students. He's a student himself. He goes up to the new students. He asks them their preference in women and tells them his preference first is he likes tall women with big asses. Right, and if you don't say tall women with big asses, he proceeds to beat your ass.
Jesus.
Right. Like he drugged this dude through an entire building, like literally, like by his fucking face, through an entire building upwards. And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? How do you get that much strength? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And the person who he drugged did not die.
This man really got a passion for tall women. That's what that is.
So that's what that reminds me of, like literally.
Yeah, you know, I still haven't gotten into Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's really fucking good.
It took a lot for me to get into an anime, to be honest. Anime and or a manga. I had to watch or think about Boruto like 6 times before I for real started watching it. Yeah. I just had to take the time to understand that it's for another generation. You know, they have to build up the show is so different from the manga because they have to build up those characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, kids watching this show, so they have to, you know, cater to a wider audience. Was what I'm thinking. So I get it, and that's why I started watching it again. But anyway, did we cut you off, Marco? Did you finish your thought? My bad.
I finished up my thought. We can move on to the next person.
Yeah, my bad. Well, Clay, you'll wrap it up for us with this question. And
so yeah, the preferred place to be. We could talk about the past. The preferred place to be used to be Xbox. You know, I was a diehard Xbox fan since Xbox, the original box, that ugly one, when I was used to be playing Blink's, what is it, the Time Bender or whatever, the cat.
Yeah.
Blink's just that game was hard as hell, but that shit was fun. Okay, like with the little space vacuum or whatever, and then I played Jet Set Radio Future. Oh my god! But anyway, yes, Sega, if you're watching this, you know, please bring back Jet Set Radio. We love that game. Okay. Anyway, back then, that's what I used to play growing up, and then that and Fusion Frenzy as well. So then I got into 360, and then I got into Xbox One. But somewhere in between the time with 360 and Xbox One, I got into PC gaming, and it eclipsed console by far to the point where there were games on PC that weren't on consoles, and they were all pretty enjoyable, like Latel, Dungeon Fighter Online, RuneScape. All those games are on PC. You know, and like I was saying, I was playing that stuff when I was in elementary school, and it was all on PC. So when I finally got into PC gaming heavily, man, it was just like a new world, you know. And then like I started figuring out that you can have like better specs on your PC to have games run better. And then as the years went by, games started looking like real life, basically, like it was insane. So I got really into PC gaming, and right now I have like my dream setup that I could ask for, you know, 3 monitors, like a really hefty PC, a standing desk, you know, like it's just lovely. I love PC, and I still love my Xbox. I have an Xbox Series X here, but I prefer to play on PC, you know, and I have the Xbox in case I ever play with any friends on Xbox. So yes, I prefer PC because PC is master race. It's true what they say.
So with that being said, did you experience like Cyberpunk on PC? Did you buy into that yet? Or are you waiting?
Look, man, that game was a disaster out the gate. Okay, like I was super hyped for Cyberpunk, and that's the first time I think, at least from what I can remember, it was the first time I was hyped for a single player game. You know, outside of the Resident Evil, I won't include the Resident Evil series at all because I'm hyped for every Resident Evil, no matter what it is. Even that reverse shit that looks garbage, I'm hyped for it. But outside of Resident Evil, that was the first game, the first single player game that I was kind of hyped for. And so when we got to play it day one, I played it, ran into so many different bugs, and I refunded it like that, you know, because it was like, dude, this is terrible. This game is ass. And so I started to take the back seat, and I started to wait for reviews to come out, and I started seeing basically what I was experiencing through the reviews. Like, people were saying it's a buggy mess. The customization windows is confusing and all that stuff. I started seeing all that stuff, and I was like, nah. So that's why I can kind of like, I can agree with Daniel when he says like it's best. Well, not it's best, and I don't condone this, and Press Restart doesn't condone this, but I understand why pirates pirate single player games, because it's like, okay, I probably want to experience Cyberpunk, but I don't want to pay to experience it because this game is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a buggy mess. Now, if it came out perfect, like they sold it to us as perfect, then okay, but it didn't. So
10 years, man.
10 years, bro. 10 fucking.
That is a crazy long development cycle. But at the same time, you know, the technology had changed a lot over those years too. So I think they were trying to both adapt to that type of thing while, you know, still trying to work on the game. I don't know. I'm not gonna make no excuses because that shit was unforgivable.
literally came out that in the meeting they knew the game was unplayable on old gen consoles, and they still
decided to release it. Like, what
that
the
was
hell?
bogus.
That's like I said, that shit is unforgivable.
Yeah.
Man.
But at the same time, I'm glad that shit happened because it seemed like a lot of other companies are starting to push back their games more, to take that time to be like, all right, it's not worth it to destroy our image to release this money for a quick $1. So I am glad about that.
And look at Outriders.
Oh yeah, Outriders. That's the game. That's what I forgot to mention. Like I think you said we should mention what we were playing right now. Yeah. Outriders and League of Legends on PC is where it's at, and a little bit of RuneScape. Needless to say, I'm just saying it's one of those songs that you can just like listen to on a drive and just vibe. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them. I just like those type of songs.
I'm glad you got that on repeat. You know,
it's great.
They help you keep focus.
Yeah.
For me, it was that tequila, but I ran out.
I listen to Screamo.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's called All Night Long by Mary J. Girls.
Yeah.
And like on the drive, you listening to that shit. That shit kind of
all night. You mean by Lionel Richie?
No, by the Mary Jane Girls.
No, I think you're mistaken.
Or the one that's,
I know what you're talking about.
Not that one. Not that one.
That shit was a banger.
Give me all your love and don't stop. I was waiting when you reached the top. That song.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
that shit
about.
Before.
That's crazy.
You never heard that song?
Y'all listening to too much pop radio.
You been out of Chicago for like too long.
Too damn long.
I guess. Shit. Maybe for a good reason.
Lit.
That's not pop or nothing. That's a classic.
That's a
old
classic, bro. Like that song is fire.
Y'all talking about Destiny's Child?
No.
Right. He trolling. Come on, Destiny's Child. Oh my god.
Yeah, hold on. All right, get this full screen back going. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the because we left off on the Game Pass thing. Well, technically, kind of talking about our preferences. So we could use that to talk about either the Resident Evil showcase, which don't have nothing to do with Game Pass, or the Kojima thing, which has to deal with Game Pass. We can talk about both. Do y'all even like Kojima? Like his games?
I'll let somebody else start with this one.
I mean, I guess I can. I don't really fuck with Metal Gear, like, or I hadn't at least. I tried it a few times. I just can't get into it. It's not my type of game. I think Marco, you was with me. We went over Marcel's house. I remember he was playing the one. It was either at the end of the PlayStation 3 cycle or the beginning of the PlayStation 4. But I just remember he was super geeked about it, and we watched him for like an hour or something. I'm like, this shit.
Yeah,
Not cool.
He was facing off against that big ass souped up senator guy with Raiden.
Oh, you remember?
Hey Marco, your audio is coming in really low, by the way.
Yeah.
Your mic, I think, might be too far away from your mouth.
Oh yeah, you got it still up.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's right there.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
A little bit better.
Okay.
Not very good.
Crap.
But in the meantime, I can still vamp a little bit about how much I hate those games, you know. And I watched a lot of gameplay for Death Stranding. Not for me. No.
Well, that was walking simulator.
Cool. Like I think I like the idea that it was a social type of game. Like you can, like the world was kind of shared in a way. I like that idea. That was cool. It just didn't seem, again, my type of game. So
right.
I guess I'm gonna pass it back. Marco, you good? Yo, let's see your audio.
Yeah, I'm testing 1, 2, 3. Does it sound better?
Which yeah. Okay. We can work with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not a big fan of like Metal Gear either, but it's for a different reason because I just never played the games. But like I know the characters very well. It's kind of like how I am with Final Fantasy. Like I know I can mention like the characters and I know them very well, but I don't play through the games. The most Metal Gear experience that I had was playing with Raiden in PlayStation All Stars, and that's basically face mask. So there's that. I'm super excited. I think that Sony is gonna take an L if they lose Kojima and then go straight to like Xbox. Because I know the Metal Gear franchise is like popular for like certain people, but like I said, I never fucked with it because I just never picked up the games before.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel like even if you don't like the games, you kind of just gotta respect the Metal Gear name, the franchise, because they've been going strong for so long. And I don't know, for me, I never enjoyed playing on myself like that, but I always like watched playthroughs. I like watching people play the game. I like the characters. I like the story. I like watching people speed run. It's kind of fun watching how they do little glitches and stuff to speed run these Metal Gear games. So I don't know. I have respect for the franchise, but as far as what is that? It's Death Stranding. That game. Oh, I don't understand how that game got that hype, but
because I mean it was Kojima, and I don't know. Yeah, it's because of that the respect that you were saying that we need to owe it, and it's because he has that longevity with these crazy ass games. We'll never probably see a Metal Gear game again though, because I think it's trapped behind like a Konami wall of shame. It's not amicable at all between them. I know that much. But yeah, you did bring up a good point. We should respect the name, which is why it would be a big catch, like Marco said. Clay, what you thinking?
I kind of with Daniel here, but one extra part. I hope that whatever game he has in the background, I don't know. There's just a sense of hype when it comes to the name Kojima, So I hope that whatever talks they have for Microsoft actually goes through, because I want to see Microsoft just win. Because look, this may be off topic, but Game Pass is like the best thing to ever happen to gaming. Like 100%. Like even if you're not an Xbox fan, if you just a hardcore diehard like PlayStation fan, bro, Game Pass was the best thing that could ever happen to gaming, period, because it's the Netflix of gaming. But regardless, I'm saying this to clap back a little bit at at the Black Hokage who decides to always say that Xbox doesn't have games. Granted, it's true. They don't have exclusive. They don't really have that many games. But this will be another one in the arsenal if they do, go through with whatever they have in talks with Kojima. So I think they need it. I'm not necessarily a fan of Metal Gear. Metal Gear Rising was definitely fun. That was like a really fun hack and slash. It was hard to tell, but it was fun as fuck, So whatever it is, hopefully he's making a hack and slash, but whatever it is, I hope that it goes through because Xbox needs some exclusivity since Scalebound fell through.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
Forgot about Scalebound.
With all the acquisitions that Microsoft has been making, it's looking like that maybe 3-4 years from now, when we're deeper into the cycle for this generation of consoles, they might be pumping out a lot of exclusives.
A lot. We have to realize they already before the Bethesda acquisition, they had 26 studios working on shit that we hadn't. We still don't know what they
working on.
We still don't. Like that's crazy. Like right off the bat. Now everything Bethesda got under their plate or not. Well, we don't know.
Right, we still don't know that one either. But look, I'm hyped for Fable 4. That's what I'm waiting on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else.
Fable is actually one of
my life.
I did not like RPGs for real, and Fable 2 surprised the hell out of me. That game was funny as hell.
Good. It was funny as
hell.
It was so fun.
It's really charming.
My gosh. I love Fable.
Yeah, I did love Fable a lot too. But Marco, I did want to actually just kind of talk to you and give you a little bit of chance to explain how you feel as a PlayStation gamer seeing this type of thing. Do you wish, have you gotten in on Game Pass at all? Because it's coming to phones. You can play it on certain laptops and things like that. Like I don't know. What you thinking about?
Yeah, I haven't gotten into like Game Pass, so like whatever y'all talking about sounds like a foreign language to me. But it's okay. Like I still support PlayStation through and through, but I can give Xbox their respect. Although like their new system looks like a refrigerator, but like I'm not about to talk about that. Like we said, if we're still on the Kojima topic, it's like if we did lose like another exclusive, then who's to say that like more exclusives are gonna like leave Sony and go straight to Xbox? Could you imagine like God of War being exclusive to Xbox? Like that'd be crazy.
No.
Actually, I know all y'all PlayStation fans will just start crying.
Me as a PlayStation fan, I would cry if we lost Kratos. Can you Kratos standing right next to Master Chief? Like what the fuck? Like for real?
I couldn't see that happening.
The big thing would be those JRPGs that are usually exclusive to PlayStation. Those have a huge fan base. If some of those started coming out on Xbox, that'd be pretty big.
Right, that's what they've been doing recently with Game Pass and then Switch games. I know they don't really interest me. Those JRPGs like Octopath Traveler. That's huge though. That's a very long running series exclusive to Nintendo, and now the shit was on Game Pass. That's crazy.
And then like with like just not to cut you off, and then like with like Smash Brothers getting like all these characters, right? With like Solid Snake being introduced and like Brawl, like that was like super dope.
Yeah.
And then like them picking up Final Fantasy characters like Cloud being introduced in Ultimate.
In the last
I think
one.
it was the last one 4, right?
Yeah.
Was 4. And then Sephiroth, like come on now, that was like the best fucking Smash trailer that I've ever watched in my life. Like,
it was a great reveal.
Steve, man, Steve made a highlight.
I don't fuck with Steve.
Steve was dope, but like Sephiroth was just like on this like level of like like they took that scene from like what was it, Advent Children or something like that, and they turned it into Smash, and I was like, fuck, like this is really good. So.
Right.
Yeah, Final Fantasy is another one of those series that just completely missed me.
My favorite franchise.
For real? Do you keep up with them like that? You could be like, oh no, 6 was way better than 7. And, oh, don't give me.
Oh yeah. I could do that up to 12. After that, they kind of lost me, and of course, I don't play the online one, 14. It don't really interest me. I don't like RPG games that look like I have to have 38 keybinds in order to play correctly. So yeah.
Final Fantasy 14, one of them.
Yeah, that's fair. I was about to say though, as a person who just said that multiplayer should be in every game ever, for you to not play one of the
Yeah. I said in 2021.
Moving forward.
Yeah. Those older Final Fantasies, it was cool back then. That people were used to arms looking like square blocks, so we'll accept single player.
Yeah,
I mean, still, Minecraft is huge. I've been playing Minecraft a lot, like for real, these past like couple months.
It's fun.
I don't know. During the pandemic, playing with blocks has just been so soothing.
Relaxing, bro. It's relaxing. Bro, that's why we're trying to get people to play on PC, man. Like PC, you could do so much, bro. You could make Minecraft.
I'll be watching videos.
Like a freaking AAA title with the graphics. Like, it's insane. Like, it's blocks, but in like 4K. You know what I'm saying? The leaves in the sky and the water be looking real. You step in it and it's got the ripple effects and all. It's insane.
No, some of those texture effect packs really do impress the hell out of me. I gotta say. So I mean, what else have y'all been playing? I guess Minecraft would be the one I said, but Outriders, I find myself waking up in the middle of the night trying to play sometimes. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep being like that, because it will. Again, I'm an achievement guy. Now that I finished grinding out the last achievement, as I said in the pre-show, what was it? Just like finishing all the accolades for a certain character. For the Devastator, that shit was brutal, and I don't know if I want to keep playing for real. Although I made a techno just because of the end game, but
busted right now.
Yeah, in a fun way though, and that's what I did not like about how the game launched. They recognized all the errors, people's inventories being wiped, the connection issues, even between Xbox previous gen and new gen and things like that. Not even getting started on crossplay. They recognize all these issues, but then like the first thing they do is nerf some shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that at all.
Oh man,
so I'm taking a little break.
Hot
I finished
topic. When it comes to Outriders, man, Outriders, it took them to okay, so it took a genre that's already like very controversial, and they did a lot of things right and a few things wrong. The approach to loot on that game was really idealistic in my book. I come from Destiny, and I came from what was another one I played? Anthem was trash. We're not even talking
Division.
About that. The Division, yeah. I played the Division and I played Destiny, but Destiny was the first looter shooter that really got me into the genre. And they never really did loot right in my book. Like since I play a lot of MMOs and stuff like that, you have a lot of and this is one thing I want to talk to you about too, Carl, and the reason why I didn't go back to like Destiny fully. It's because it's like they claim this power fantasy, but they don't allow you to have this power fantasy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we can only equip one exotic and we have to build around that one exotic versus putting on like an entire like legendary set or an exotic set and getting set bonuses from that. And then it's like, okay, I have this full set and I can play around this set now versus I'm playing around this one piece of armor with mods, I think that Outriders took the right approach with making like mods and tiers of mods, and then allowing you to mix and match those mods on different pieces of armor to come out with like hundreds and thousands of different builds, and that's what's really good about the game. Now, don't get me wrong, it sucks that twisted round or round builds, period, like with the bullet enhancements is like the king of the game right now. But I'm looking at it as, okay, use what's at the king of the game now to build you like a set or get a bunch of different pieces so that you can build another set, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I said, like, I'm trying to still perfect that one character, because I want to try different builds on the character, but I have to use what's king in order to do that. So when we're talking about those nerfs that they did, I feel like they cut my power fantasy, which sucks because, like, there's a lot of controversy behind it. I don't want to get into the controversy. If you haven't seen the controversy, visit the subreddit. But essentially what I did was I farmed for a set, got something that worked, got nerfed, and had to farm for another set so that I could get back to where I was, or at least better than what I was. And I didn't appreciate that, because it's like you guys went the nerfing path over the buffing path, which was what you guys should have done in my book, because if I'm going to farm for another set, I want it to be meaningful. If I'm farming another set on my Trickster that you guys decided to nerf, I want to do an anomaly build, or I want to do a tank build, versus having to go another damage build because you phased out my old one. You see what I'm saying? Or you made me weaker. So I don't know. I think Outriders is a good game at the core. It's definitely fun. It's definitely addictive. I really think that they did a very good job on the build paths, but they still have a lot more work to do. The end game is kind of so I don't want to dominate you. It's too much.
Yeah, not to just keep beating a dead horse, but it's like you said, it's very you have to participate in the meta to be successful. And that's not fun when all throughout the whole campaign you can use whatever the hell you wanted to
exactly.
and just have fun. And that's why I really appreciated about the Devastator throughout the campaign. And then immediately I had this wall where I couldn't do shit. I could not compete, and I was being removed from lobbies. I mean, a competitive gamer, you know what I'm saying? A competitive gamer not being able to compete in a sense. It was hurting my little feelings being removed from this game, because it was like, oh no, you suck. I mean, it was really just the class, and the way that they set up the shit. It had nothing to do with my abilities. So yeah. But Marco, have you got into Outriders at all? You played it? You seen it?
No, I haven't played Outriders yet. And forgive me if I haven't played it yet. I've heard a lot about it. And it sounds like it's going through like the same problem that DBD is going through when I'm listening to you guys talking about like nerfing things. Because that game is like DBD is heavily survivor centered. And it's like not fair for like the killer, because like survivors finish generators faster than the killer can kill somebody. And that's ridiculous that like they're nerfing like killer perks and all these other things. And it sounds like it's going through the same, Outriders is going through like the same issue. And I hope that like the content creators are like listening to like this, and they can like get out to the devs and do something about it, But
it's because of the content creators why we have these motherfucking issues in the first place.
Yes.
It's the people who make videos, top 10 best shit you need to use right now, or you suck at the game, like all these hype ass content. And they are, I mean, they do show you some nice setups, but it's the fact that everybody then flocks to that thing, and then it becomes,
so popular.
In a way that they, instead of making other things compete at that same level, they'll bring a whole bunch of other shit.
It's not just them. It's the game in itself. Because, for instance, the Division. I remember I played Division a lot. I was a big fan of the game for a long time, and so when a game first dropped, there were multiple builds. There were tech builds. There were like tank firepower and HP builds and stuff. And there were videos where like, insane firepower build, damage, time this and that. But there were multiple videos like that for different builds. So when a game has actual diversity, then, it's not a bad thing, that because there's going to be so many different builds getting put out there. But when you have a game that it doesn't even look like they tested their game well, because they admitted their damage calculations for the bullet damage skills wasn't even like calculating properly. Like they they didn't even know their own game had major bugs. So
Exactly.
yeah.
That's an
Yeah,
issue for me too. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
That's
go
an
ahead.
issue for me because like I'm where you are as far as like, you know, not knowing what's broken in your game or what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
But my thing is, why don't you just fix that? Not fix that plus nerf this class to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like I still just don't support it because the character, the game, actually not the game, the classes in general all feel like power fantasies. They all feel like power fantasies in their right. You know, and that's how the game is sold. So knowing that this game you created that was just a $60 game that wasn't a live service game, why the hell are we nerfing anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no leaderboards.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you plan on adding anything else to the game. Why are we nerfing anything? If anything, buff, because what's going to happen is you released a game that's not a live service. So people are going to complete the game regardless of how fast or slow they do it. You know, nerfing is not the answer. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, if you want to continue the life cycle of the game, introduce more builds, introduce more mods. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You know, because it may not be a live service game, but if everyone likes, I'm wholeheartedly in belief that if people like your game, if your game is popular and very, very likable, then it will make money in itself. You know, versus the route that a lot of these games go now, which is like add loot boxes, add skins that get people to buy your game, buy into your game. Versus making the game very good, very popular, so people want to spend money on your cosmetics or things that don't affect the actual game that you add to it, you know. But I don't know, nerfing a game that's supposed to be a one-time buy, not a live service game, you know, I don't think it's necessary.
It is perplexing, and yeah. I don't want to turn this episode into a outrider type of thing. But I did want to talk about the issues in that game for sure.
I want my money back. I'm just gonna say it. I want my money back.
I wouldn't say that because, you know, Game Pass for me. But
oh my bad, I took the hit. I bought it on Steam. I had it pre-ordered.
You enjoyed that demo. See, they gave you a nice slice. That's what I think was misleading. That demo was a nice slice of everything. All the really powers and stuff.
Did you know that they actually nerfed Devastators
out the demo? Right,
out the demo.
That's ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about this.
The damage on our skills used to be higher. It was higher on the demo than on live.
That's ridiculous.
Now that's bullshit. I say that's bullshit.
You know what? I don't even want to talk about that shit no more. That just hurt my heart. But I'm gonna use that as a springboard. Speaking of power fantasies, y'all are men of culture, correct? Yes. Y'all love anime and mangas a little bit.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever thought about an anime universe you would like to merge with ours?
Cool. I'm gonna think about that one. I'm gonna be last.
I got you. And I mean, I guess I could give everybody a little bit of time. What I was thinking about with this question, Naruto immediately came to mind, right? Chakra. And that would just be so dope. But then I started to think about it further. People are evil, you know? And if you're not on Sasuke, Naruto level, are kind of getting wiped. Right. So I was like, you know what? I would rather a universe where things are kind of based on your effort, your input. Right. So I think I settled on Nin from Hunter x Hunter. Which, you know, your nature is based off of, you know, you can't control that really. But you can work with it and make everything super powerful. Like for those unfamiliar with the show, I mean, that dude, Hisoka, That man's power was bubble gum. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the strongest people in the show. Like it's about how you use the shit. You know,
right? It's about
that's
how
what
you
I
use it,
appreciated about.
Right.
Fucking
What if you
Hisoka,
get
his
that one
creepy
man
ass.
Yeah, he
fight?
was a pedophile. For
You're
real.
fucking right.
That was weird.
Right.
But he did make me laugh quite a bit. Like he would be like gushing almost in a way when he would see Gon and Killua, right? When they would do something strong, he'd be like, "Oh, they're gonna be so good." I'm like, yo, like calm down. But yeah, Hisoka was definitely a character. What about y'all? Anybody think about it? Anybody want to go ahead, volunteer, go next?
Yeah, for me, man, like, and Carl, this is because of you, and this is because of Preston. Like, when y'all was like watching like My Hero like all the time, like when they would
So
stand
good.
with us and stuff like that, I was just like, man, I don't get the hype
My
behind
boy was
fucking
so good.
Izuku Midoriya. Like, I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Thank God.
Let him finish. Let him
Right,
finish,
right.
motherfucker.
I was just, and then like as Carl alluded to it earlier, I became encultured, right? And I started reading it like last summer. And I just remember talking to Carl about it. I was just like, man, this is so interesting. Like, yeah, let me just keep on reading. And the thing that came to mind for me to answer this question is the quirk singularity theory. And the quirk singularity theory is like this idea of like when two powerful quirks get together and they evolve into like something greater. Like you, come on, All Might. I see you
that boy,
approaching
All
it.
Might.
My bad. I just have to get something out the background. You keep going.
But anyway, like this idea of like the evolution of like quirks, because like I think about Shoto Todoroki and like every fangirl's dream, right? And like this combo of like Hellfire from Endeavor and Ice from his mother Ray is like really dope. And Carl was talking about this idea of like, yo, like what if he can like use this fire and ice and create steam? Like, yo, that's crazy to like think about like how these quirks evolve like over time. And then you get like, and then Carl said it earlier, you got bad people. And then I think about like All for One, who like steals all these like quirks and stuff like that and uses them for his own benefit. Right. And it's just like, yeah, like I would love to like have like My Hero like merge into this universe, but I can also see like this idea of like, oh, well, if you got a guy like that coming around stealing people's quirks and trying to like oppress people and like trying to like turn society into like this dictatorship of sorts.
He would have the power to mold that, and make that possible. Right. That's what's so scary about the idea of merging these universes, for sure.
Yeah, but it's like it's an awesome show. I love all the spinoffs.
So good.
Vigilantes. I've caught up with like Vigilantes, and I've been like talking shit to Carl because he's telling me like, oh well, I haven't gotten quite caught up yet.
Yeah.
So, but and Vigilantes is the shit too. So My Hero is like that shit, and I really loved how well developed this show is, and how the writer like really gets you to invest in these characters. Like I normally say I ain't soft, and I always do this, but I probably cried a couple of times with like some of these characters. So really good.
No, for real. And I appreciate you trying to put these people on, because I've been trying. My Hero is a beautifully done anime and manga, but Zoom is about to kick us out, y'all. So we got 7 minutes of recording time. I guess this will be our last one.
Like reset, yeah.
Yeah, last reset. So we'll
you go before me.
We'll try to end the show with this
hot take.
These anime universes, and then just I guess something that you like, the spotlight of the week thing, and then we can end it from there. Okay. Daniel boy, what you thinking?
So the only time I really ever thought about the universes is, of course, we all thought this at some point. Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Digimon. And then for me, I don't know if everybody else ever thought about this. My personal favorite one to think about was Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought it'd be cool if Duel This were actually real and we had the holograms and yeah, we actually dueling people, you know. A
Staking your
game
life over a
a
card
game
game.
played since back in the days by Egyptian kings and queens, ancient pharaohs, you feel me?
Yeah, no, that is
Like,
tough.
Dope as hell.
Yu-Gi-Oh has some good lore. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I never really. I remember when it used to come on like Cartoon Network and what is it, WB, and it used to come on. Yeah, like when I used to get home, I used to watch it. You know, when I eat, and it was great. I was just never allowed to play with it. You know, I grew up in a Christian family, so I'm serious.
So you couldn't play with Pokemon either, or no?
Nope.
That's crazy.
Not growing up, I couldn't play with it. I had to sneak and do it, and I can admit that I sneaked and did it because the games was great. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like man, like I got some trauma back then from that shit. You know, I used to watch it. It's great. It's really good. Like I like it. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon. That shit was cool as hell. I ain't even gonna cap with you. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't even in the in crowd to play with it, it was a bummer, but. Sure, it's definitely great. I think I could live in a world with Yu-Gi-Oh being the actual universe. Now, as far as what my boy over here said, Marco, with my hero being the universe, I feel like I'll be a player, so I don't want that universe to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like that Hero 2 song is not actual factual, because the Hero 2 song, one of the lyrics, it says. You don't have to be strong in order to be a hero. That's a damn lie. Okay, you have to be strong to be a hero. Okay, and then from what you said, the Hunter x Hunter universe, that shit would be lit too. You know, I think that'd be good because I think to be a hunter and to get your hunter license, you know, you have to harness and train your nin. So it's about how much work you put in. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like how life is now. You say you want to make big money, you know, you want to be a millionaire, become a good hunter, you know? Yeah. So
or invest in Dogecoin.
Well, you don't need nin to pass the hunter exam.
Well, not to pass it,
but like that's when they learn about it.
Yeah, but that's when they learn about it. Yeah, but like to be like super good, like to be one of those top dogs, you know?
Yeah,
like,
for real.
You don't want to be a pleb, you know, not harness your nin and then like, you know what I'm saying, like. You go on this super tough mission. You take the super tough mission and just scrape, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My hot take though, the universe I would prefer to be real is Dr. Stone.
Interesting.
Now the reason why I say
so I'm coming from a place I've never watched or read it. So go ahead to tell it in detail.
Okay. Hopefully this isn't for spoilers, you know. I just want to put spoiler alert for anybody, you know, give us a solid 5 minutes before you come back in here. If you hear anything, Dr. Stone.
Well, we only got 3, so we're
okay. Well, yeah. So Dr. Stone was basically about the entire world turning into stone, right? The entire world, everybody turned into stone, right?
You want that. Okay.
Now, keep listening. The smartest, well, I guess high schooler, because you know every anime is about high school for some reason. The smartest high schooler was released from ice, and he was, or not ice, stone, and was trying to revive people. There was also a situation where there were some people in space who saw this gigantic light wipe out the Earth, and when they came back, they had no communication with Earth because everyone turned into stone, right? Mm-hmm. But this smart guy was selectively picking people out to break them out of stone. But at a situation, what happened, they were being chased by like primal life, who I guess was able to break out of the stone too. They were being chased by a lion. And so they knew about this guy who was like super strong in high school, and he actually lit a punch bout with this lion, and they revived him. But he had his own idealistics for the new world as well. So he started reviving like the strongest of the strongest people, versus what the smart dude was doing was trying to revive and like create a new economy. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, a spin on this would be a reset on the current world we have. You see what I'm saying? If you like, people have certain features. White people usually have longer noses. Black people usually have curved noses. Mexicans usually have curlier hair, or Spanish people, let's say that. Spanish people have like curlier hair. Like you can pretty much pick and dictate who you want to bring back to life. And I'm saying that to say is because our world is kind of shit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so Clay, we got a minute and 30 seconds. This sounds like some Nazi ass shit.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's not.
you're gonna
I would-
selectively breathe.
No, not me. Not me. I'm not saying me. I'm not saying I want to be the god of this new world.
Okay,
So you want this to happen and somebody else takes over and selectively, recreates the human race.
It's just a reset for a possible better world. That's what I'm saying. Because what you could do is hypothetically say, for instance, like it's anime and it's not real.
We got less than a minute. We have to side out. Next episode we gonna return to this possibly. So plugs. Would anybody like to say last words? Literally last words. Daniel, go ahead.
Well, first episode. Hope it went good. Good luck editing that. Doing your thing. No plugs as of yet, other than Twitter at the realist. And that's it.
Thank you, sir. Marco.
Yeah, follow me on Twitch, the Winslow Gamer. And I also follow, my friend Lady Deloon. She's that's the lady from the Ladies Man, that fine ass woman. So yeah, do that.
All right. So you just witnessed the first episode of Press Restart podcast, video cast, everything cast. We'll get better as the show goes on. I hope you enjoyed the first episode and my crew's conversations. Sorry, Clay's plug did get cut off. He would like you to check him out at Twitch at IB Standing. I believe that's IB Standing, all one word, and just AB, the letter. I'll put the link in the descriptions to the video. And if you'd like to get in on these beautiful hoodies, t-shirts, and things like that, my sister actually has a business called Tailored for Us. The messaging on the clothing is Black empowerment and to unify our people. And when I say our people, I mean humans in general. Black lives do matter, and we need to stop the violence. Violence towards each other, violence towards or against one another. We need to be better. And that's a part of what the show's about. So stick around. I hope you enjoy it. And stay tuned.
Still.
So actually I'm gonna cut this part out. I'm just talking to y'all right now, but I see we actually only got like 6 minutes in this 40-minute meeting. So but my idea is, why don't we just close the meeting and then start a new one when the timer come out, and then I can, when I'm doing that video anyway, I can merge them.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. Unless y'all cool with this very short intro.
We're missing 2 topics.
Right.
Right.
We ain't really get through everything. So actually, I don't know. Do y'all want to talk about the Resident Evil thing?
I want to talk about everything. Shit.
Yes, I want to talk about everything. I'm ready.
Yeah, we could talk about everything.
All right, bet. All right, so then,
because we gotta remember some stuff is gonna be getting edited out anyway.
Right.
Nothing is gonna be edited out except for this. I feel like I want it to be straight through. Even the pre-show, I'm gonna just have it noted at or listed as a pre-show.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you could do those annotation things on YouTube where it's like a part of the video that you want to skip to and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna do. So maybe I'll leave this part in there too. I don't know.
Put it in the bloopers, like
It's like
it's like, so we run out of time, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad.
We got the basic version of Zoom.
All right.
you got the basic version.
My bad. Yeah, I ain't finna invest in this shit.
They know it's a necessity, and they trying to make us pay for it.
Hell no.
Man, my school pays for it, so I'm not really worried about it.
And you change your name down there? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I just changed it down
Gotcha.
there. Yeah.
That's funny because you probably be in classes. People like, oh, you stream on Twitch, bro?
Oh, you teach Mr. Johnson.
Let me follow you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I
You
guess.
might not want to do that to me.
Right.
Might open your mind up.
Shit.
But yeah, I mean, let's just go ahead and go to the new one because it's like 3 minutes left. So I'll end it and then click open again, and hopefully that fixes it.
You might have to drop a new link too.
Let me stop the recording now.
Needless to say, I'm just saying it's one of those songs that you can just like listen to on a drive and just vibe. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them. I just like those type of songs.
I'm glad you got that on repeat. You know,
It's great.
It help you keep focus.
Yeah.
For me, it was that tequila, but I ran out.
Sounds like you need to repeat.
I listen to Screamo. Keep
Oh,
on.
wait a minute. Oh, it's called All Night Long by Mary J. Girls.
Yeah.
And like on the drive, you listening to that shit. That shit kind of
Oh, not you mean by Lionel Richie?
No, by the Mary Jane Girls.
No, I think
All
you're
Night
mistaken. Oh,
Or the one,
no.
the
No,
one that's
I know what Clay
no,
talking
not that.
about.
No.
Not that
I
one.
know what you're talking
Not
about.
that one.
Which is
Talking.
Shit, that shit was a banger.
Give me all your love and don't stop. I was waiting when you reach the top. That song.
Yeah,
I know what
never
you're
heard
talking
that shit
about.
before.
That's
Y'all-
crazy.
You never
Y'all
heard
be
that
listening,
song?
y'all be
How-
listening to too much pop radio.
You been out of Chicago for like
For
too
way
long.
Too damn long.
I guess. Shit, maybe
Yo,
for a
that
good
song
reason.
lit.
That's not pop or nothing. That's a classic.
That's a
old school.
classic, bro. Like that song is fire.
Y'all talking about Destiny Child?
no.
Alright. He trolling.